Hey guys, welcome back. Jen here, Gal Pal Nails. Thanks for watching another one of our videos. In this video, I realized that when I was editing it, I hit on a lot of different dip powder methods here. I do a little bit of pour over, dip, tricolor mani, ombre, and I think that might be it. So I'm going to start with dehydrating my nails with a little bit of triple vitamin dehydrator, which is essentially just acetone and alcohol from what I understand. And I do have a little bit of builder gel on my nails here. So I did put it on the rest of my nail, even though it didn't really need it because you only really need dehydrator on your natural nail. So, oh, and Apex method. I forgot to mention that. I do that one, that in this video too. So for Apex method, I start with a small little strip down the middle of my nail to kind of build up the center of my nail. I know I've said this before, but I'll just say it again for what Apex is for. It's for longer nails to give them a little bit of strength in the middle where you need it. That's your stress point for any long nails. So you need a little bit of strength in the center of your nail so they don't crack because of their length. So that purple color is just a color, I think it's by Honey Joy. I'll link it in the description. I'll link everything I use, all the colors I use in the description below too. But I got that on Amazon. And then this is Blowout by Revel, and that one is a 1 ounce, so I had plenty in the jar to dip as usual. And I usually really don't dip. Most of the time I do the pour over method because I get kind of a smoother application, and it actually made me a little bit nervous using the dip method because you can sometimes get a little bit of a ledge at the edge, and I didn't want that, but it worked out okay. And I will go ahead and do, like I said, the first layer, just the strip down the middle, but my second and third layers, I will cover my entire nail with dip. So I do, as I've said before, I do like to turn my finger so the cuticle is kind of facing me to make sure I get close enough to the cuticle without flooding it. And you do want to not oversaturate your brush as well when you're getting close to your cuticle. Sometimes you can put, the base about halfway down your nail and then kind of slide the base towards your cuticle so you don't flood it, but you want to have not a whole lot of base on your brush when you are close to your cuticle, because then you'll get that ledge and you'll get that thickness that nobody wants, and you'll get lifting and your hair will get caught under it and stuff like that. So you want to just avoid your cuticle as much as you possibly can. So I will do I believe 2 layers of dip on camera. I did my third one off camera because it's a little bit redundant. And then after that, I will move into my glitter ombre and my glitter nail on my pinky. So stay tuned. So I went ahead and activated all of my solid nails so I won't contaminate any of my solid colors with my glitter. I'm definitely learning. I sometimes forget to do that, and then I definitely get glitter on the solid colors. So learn from my mistakes and always activate your solids before you move on to your glitter. You'll just save yourself some frustration. So if you are having any trouble or issues like I used to with using chunky glitters, I have found something that works for me. So if you want to do and really try to keep your glitter layers very thin and not have to apply layer after layer, what I would do is try to do your glitter in one coat coverage. If it's something that's chunky, usually you can get one coat coverage if you use it right. What I would recommend is laying your finger in the dip and trying to pick up as much as you can right on that wet base. If you do a dip method into the dipped container with a chunky glitter, you will often pick up some of the smaller bits. They will stick to your finger before the chunky pieces will, and then your coverage isn't going to be quite as good, and you might have to go back in and do another layer. And doing 2 layers or even 3 layers of chunky glitter, it's going to add a ton of bulk to your nails. So if you want to try and keep it really thin, that's what I would do. And with this chunky glitter that I'm using, I definitely got good coverage with one coat doing the lay in as opposed to the dip. So you can try that and see if that helps with your application. And you can also, to keep your layer thin, you can pat down the glitter and try to have some of the chunky pieces lay flat so you don't have a bunch sticking up when you go to put on your clear coat. And then sometimes that leads to, having to use 2 layers of clear if it's still kind of bumpy. So try to lay flat, push the layers down, clean up around the edges, cut off any chunks that might be there. And that'll definitely help with the thickness of the chunky glitters, because I know they can be kind of a pain to work with. Then on that nail, I used it for a little bit of a glitter fade or a glitter ombre. So you guys saw how I did that. I've done that before. And then I just pour over clear just to have the rest of the base absorb some clear and dry, so I can not have to wait for it to dry on its own, and then I can activate and brush everything off. So you don't have to do that. You can let it dry on its own if you want to. It just takes a little bit more time. The clear that I use there is Kiara Sky, and I do have a separate clear for my solid colors and my glitters. It just makes it a little bit easier so you don't, cross-contaminate your colors. So I'll clean up around the edges. I also find that that's something I struggled with using chunky glitters in the beginning, is some of the glitters hanging off the edge. So I would definitely recommend using a dotting tool. You can also use nail clippers to clip off or pull off any of the ones that hang over the edge, or if they're misplaced. You do have a little bit of time to work with it while it's still a little bit mushy or tacky, for lack of a better word. You can definitely manipulate it and make it look the way you want before you activate and before you're happy with it. So of course on the glitters, I will do a layer of clear, and I will do, I think I do my buffing off camera here because I have done enough videos with the buffing and the filing. So I kind of skipped through that, and I will put my layer of clear on this finger, and then we will get to the top coat. So after I activated, buffed, I will move into my top coat. I will say that once I am done buffing and shaping my nails, I do go ahead and rinse my nails just with water to get all that powder and that dust off. I've tried it without, and I do find that if you have a little bit of the buffing residue and powder left on your nails, and you put in the top coat, it kind of mixes together and it leaves a little bit of a rougher surface on your nails instead of a really smooth top coat. So I would always recommend cleansing your nails. You can also use alcohol wipes, alcohol spray, anything you're comfortable with to get off that residue, but I would get off as much as you can when you're moving into your top coat. I use a gel top coat, so it does make it very clear and very glass-like. I don't use a dip top coat, so I don't know if it's quite as important, but I would imagine it would be if you want to have a really nice top coat. So go ahead and enjoy my application and give us a like and a subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you want to see, anything you don't like, anything you hate, whatever. I'm open to criticism. And let me know if there's anything else. All right, give a like and a subscribe. Till next time, ta-ta.